to the second hour of Love Babz Love Talk. I'm glad you all are tuned in. Thank you very much. So let me tell you something else that I know. I watched the Chris Rock live Netflix special. Was that Saturday night? Saturday night. And it was funny. I know people were taking all kinds of issue with whatever, but I think he has the right to sort of say what he wants to say. And I think he said it. So I don't know if anybody watched it, but I watched it. It was live. So I don't know if Netflix want to keep doing more live stuff. I mean, I think it works musically, but comedians have a way of coming out the bag in a way that might be challenging for a streaming service because it's live. He ended the night talking about the Will and Jada mess. And I mean, do I want men to be calling women bitches? No, I don't want women to be calling women bitches. I don't want anybody to be calling anybody bitches, but here we are. We find ourselves here. The truth of the matter is, yes, Black women are not safe in spaces, and no one champions us. I get it. But I don't think Will Smith was standing up for Black women all over America. He was standing up for his wife, and I'm not so sure if he really was doing that. I think he just felt some kind of way, got caught up in his feelings, and it projected itself into. Because I'm gonna tell you, this is what I know, and I could be really wrong. If there was any other comedian standing up there, I'm not talking about like, not white ones, but if there's any other comedian up there, he wouldn't have did that. He wouldn't have been able to get away with that with Dave Chappelle. He wouldn't have been able to get away with that with Epps. He wouldn't be able to get away with that with a whole bunch of people. And we know that. So you pick on you pick on the person that you think ass you could kick. That's how that usually goes down. And I'm with Chris, he was raised differently. Like I'm not gonna fight him in front of these white folks at this Oscars. I get it. Take it, you move on. I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's his special. He can say what he wants. So he did. I know people feel there's a lot to unpack. There's no doubt in my mind. I get it. There's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack around issues, and I mean, there's just a lot. A lot. A lot. And this is what I know. This is the other thing that I know, that whatever the issues are, we're not going to solve it with this situation between the Smiths and Chris Rock. The issues that we are dealing with are historical in their basis, and deeper than what we saw on that Oscar stage last year. I'm just saying. So we it's not going to be solved. The communication issues between us as people are not going to be solved with uh Will and Chris Rock. Now we got whole gangs out here fighting each other. Nope. It's not gonna not when we have communication problems in our communities with each other. Nope. And please don't tell me it's a start. Nope. It's not. Because at the end of the day, these are very rich people doing rich people-ish. And that's it. So you can take a side if you want to. You know what side I'm taking? I'm taking the side of right. That's it. It doesn't matter whose it is. Whatever the side of right is, that's the side I'm on. I don't love one more than the other. I don't know if I could say I love either one of them, for that matter. I admire them both for various reasons, but that's where it begins and ends. Would I have liked to have seen that happen? No. Because I think the repercussions of that is going to be so painful for us, in and out of that industry. It just reinforces a lot of stuff. And and I understand Will Smith's predicament. That was his moment. That was the finest night of a career that he has so carefully curated, and to have it blow up in a moment. um, I'm with Chris Rock on this. He wasn't mad at Chris Rock. He was mad at the cat that was sleeping with his son's friend. That's who he was mad with. Chris just happened to be the available vehicle for which to take out that anger. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm always gonna stay in that space, you know, because he didn't go after the young man that his wife was sleeping with. I'm sorry, entangled with. Foolishness of people. Well, they'll work it out, you know. I mean, they'll work it out. That's just I don't have any other words for it. So it'll be what it'll be. Uh, and they'll move on just like we all will. We'll all move on. We'll all that we need to be. That's it. Uh, that's the way of the world. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that whole. If somebody asked me, I watched it. It was funny. I mean, it was. I'm sure it was cathartic for him. This is the first time he's back, and then he gets to talk about it a year later because he was quiet up until this point. And he has a very unique, distinct way of bringing humor and intellect together. I mean, say whatever. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't think comedians spend a whole lot of time trying to figure out who likes them and who doesn't. Just like I think writers are the same. You don't spend a whole lot of time figuring out who digs what we write or not. We just write because that's the call, and it will find an audience or it won't. But that does not stop you from taking it on. I don't know. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And we're not gonna solve it. Because in order to solve it, we've got to go way back. And I don't know how we go way back. We can't go. I mean, we have issues with going way back. Uh, so we're trying to attack what is happening now that has its roots in the past, so that we could carve out a better future. And that seems to be challenging, quite challenging. But what we can. And I enjoyed it. Would I watch it again? Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was funny. He talked a lot about it. He talked about his daughters. He talked about his ex-wife, and he talked about school, and he talked about January 6th. I thought I thought it was spot on. I thought it was hella funny that these folks want to overthrow a government that they built. Okay, that's what you're doing. Okay, that was funny. It was. I I laughed. It's funny. So, uh, I think there's a lot of mixed reviews, but it was a sold out house in Baltimore. And I think there's a reason why you go to Baltimore. That's where they from, right? Or she's from. He's from Philly. I mean, Will Smith is from Philly, and Jada is from Baltimore. So, yeah. Now, do I appreciate her calling out her name? No. But let's not act as though it is not in our vernacular. Let's not act like we don't say it or it's not been said. I'm not this is not a defense. This is just context. I'm just having context so that people can, lest we forget. I mean, we say it all the time. I don't know. I'll leave it alone. I'm gonna go and see. I'm gonna look up some reviews and see what folks have said. Uh, I'm just hey, this AI. I mean, there was a lot of conversation. He talked about Meghan Markle and he talked about good. It was I'm with him on Meghan Markle. I'm like, girl, but she's somebody who I'm sure is not a student of anything other than whatever it is she does. So just because she's black doesn't make her aware of anything about blackness. I for her to what I find interesting about people when they talk about the royal family and the monarchy, that I say this all the time. I don't know why people get all up in arms when people call them racist. Like they're the architects of racism. What do you think? Where do you think colonialism came from? They set out to colonize the world. Like, what do you think Henry VIII and Elizabeth I and Elizabeth II and what do you think? The Tudors, what do you think? That's their family. Catherine, and I mean, this is their lineage. These people, I mean, they built the UK on the backs of slavery. They did that. They, yes, they're racist. All the jewels, all the things that they have stolen out off the continent and from around the world, they have not returned none of that stuff. What do? They put it in crowns and baubles and all the things. all the gemstones from India and Africa and wherever the hell else they tried to colonize the world. Oh, I'm sorry, the Caribbean. What is wrong with y'all? Yes, they're racist. And I'm not buying her. She didn't know. Girl, did you not watch any PBS growing up around the monarchy and all of that? You ain't none of that. You understand where colonizing comes from? Whatever. Just because she's black doesn't make her aware of anything. No, she didn't pick her 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 race, ethnicity. She didn't pick it. Mother, that with a white man and had her. That's that's an American history right there. That's it. So yeah. No, maybe a little sometimes been in somebody's university might wonders. Take somebody's Black history course, a semester or two, and work through, read some stuff. You got enough black ass friends. Talk to them. It's like, well, what do you recommend I read? Catch up, girl. Catch up, Meghan Markle. Catch up. And she might be well read. I don't know, but if you marry a prince, particularly one from the UK, it comes with baggage. I'm not suggesting she deserves any ill treatment. Nope, does not. But you gotta know, they come from a long line of cutthroats. Listen, a long line, a long line. And these folks that are in the monarchy, they have spent their time protecting the monarchy because that's their bread and butter. And honestly, I mean, are they even qualified to do anything outside of being royal? No. And no, and listen, I know people dig their royal stuff over there. I get it. They'd revere these people, and even at their own, even at their own expense of their own economic sensibilities. Like, okay, that's what you want. No, you wanted to. Okay, so anyway, I thought Chris Rock was in his element. I think he was comfortable, and I like selective outrage. I like it. Selective outrage could be applied to so many things. So many things. So many things. So he did a good job. And it was his turn to talk. It was his turn to take the mic. And maybe some people don't dig it, but it was his turn. And I'm not going to begrudge him not one single word. Not one. Not one. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Because until you're in that situation, you don't know what that's like. That level of public humiliation and disrespect. You know, that public humiliation and disrespect. Uh, you know, he was pretty good. And nothing short of what I would expect. You know, that's it. Uh, you know, so anyway, I'll watch it again because there's things I missed. Oh, I'll tell you what I did watch. I'm making my march to Creed 3. So I never saw Creed the original. So I watched that Saturday night. I watched it Saturday night, like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I put it on at 3 o'clock in the morning and watched it. It was, I love a good boxing movie. I'm a sucker for a boxing movie. And when there's black people in it, I'm even more over the moon. And I thought Michael B. Jordan did a good job. So I'm gonna watch Creed 2 next because I hadn't seen them. I don't know why I didn't see them at the movies. They just got away from me. I don't uh uh so uh so I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna get myself geared up for Creed 3. And then I love that, he's taking on this role of creating a whole other franchise out of the original Rocky franchise. Like, I think Apollo Creed needs a story. And I love the fact that, he's the son, and the way that played out. I mean, that's a good, it's a good story. This is what Hollywood is about. The telling of a good story. It's a good story. It's not a perfect story. I don't know what is a perfect story. Stories should have flaws and things that make you go, questionable things. It should do all that. It should do all that. So so yeah, so I watched that. And then I caught myself up with The Last of Us last night. So I'm back on par, you know. I tell you, women are gonna have a tough time in dystopian times. This little girl is a fighter. I must say she's an honest to God fighter. And the guy who is, such a cutie pie. Another one, he's good. I'm glad he survived the stabbing. Oh my god, that was just harrowing. I didn't know what the hell happened, or where what they were gonna do with him. I was like, "They can't kill him off. Can they kill him off?" I mean, Netflix, listen, if we learn anything with the Game of Thrones, don't get attached. Game of Thrones just tore up all of our hopes and dreams about a story arc, because you could like a character and then the next thing you know, poof, the dragon got them, or they're killed, or they fall off, or they're poisoned. Oh, I mean, listen, and it didn't matter if you were a main character or not. When it was your time to go, they let you know. Like, they just let you know. So I'm like, okay, what are we doing? So anyway, I'm just I don't know what else to think. So I watched it. I'm good. So and then I went to bed because there was not much else I wanted to do after that. I was tired. I really was tired. Very tired. But I watched, stayed up. And then I got up this morning. I was like, ooh, feel a little bit, feeling a little bit. So but that's just way of the world. So yeah, some good TV going on right now. I'm not watching The Bachelor anymore. I only watched the last 2 seasons because the black guy who was a complete idiot, and then the last one, uh, and then that was it for me. Like, I hate this show. Hate this show is ridiculous. I don't where are these evangelicals? Why aren't they marching on this mess? No. Guess if they had a trans person or a gay one, you know, maybe that's the next. Maybe they'll march on it when it's a gay couple, when it's somebody gay, and yeah, then that would be the straw that breaks the camel's back. As long as it's hetero, people are like, oh well, uh the minute that you do something else, reflect people's lives, then it becomes problematic. So, we'll see what happens. They'll see what happens. Way collective outrage. Thank you, Chris Rock. I think we'll hold on to that forever and a day. No, I think we'll have to hold on to that. So I just saw some news. HBC applications are on the rise since 2020. Yay! Yes, send our kids to our black schools. All I'm saying. God knows that. See what else is going. Huh. I'm just trying to look at news. I'm seeing what's going on. Tonight I'll be at the uh, talk just later than I want it to be. Oh my God. The doors open at 6:30. So that means the talk is probably gonna start at 7. And uh and this is the 2023 Dr. Betty Shabazz and the Malcolm X Memorial Lecture at Yale. And so making it plain, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf and the Stand for Justice. So he's going to be speaking. And if you don't know his story, he was a professional. He was played in the NBA, and he was probably considered one of the greatest ever. And you know, he has Tourette's syndrome, and came from abject poverty, got into the NBA, and some white reporter, he he like a lot of athletes, or a few athletes, changed their religious structure formation from Christian to Islam, and some white reporter noticed that he was not standing for the national anthem, and of course goes after him to point this out to the world or whatever. Now he had been Muslim for quite some time, and he hadn't been standing for the anthem for months, for months. And then that begins the descent into a hellish existence because, the NBA with their faux outrage. And they just tried to ruin his life. The world just tried to ruin his life. And I think they did on some level. I think they did ruin his life. He bought 53-acre farm out there in somewhere in Mississippi, which I never thought that was a good idea. But he's from Mississippi, and the Klan marched on his house, burnt it down. The Klan, and this is not 1950. This is like 2001. So this is now, like recent, and blackballed him out of the NBA. I mean, everything that they could do to ruin his life, they did. They did. So now there's this new renewed interest in his story, and all thanks to Colin Kaepernick and his production company and book publishing company. He put a book out, and he put out a documentary. So that's what we screened last night. So he's going to be here today talking about all of that, which will be nice. So, all the Muslims in the doggone area are going to make their way there. So it'll feel like we're in temple. I'm just joking. These are just jokes. I revere and have great admiration and respect for Muslims. Just saying. Ew. So yes, I'm gonna go ham tonight, and then I think there's gonna be like a small little reception afterwards at Possible Futures. I'm gonna go hang out over there and spend some time with the brother and get up close and personal, hear what he has to say. So and that's the story. I mean, that's just what it is today. So I'm excited. I'm gonna miss study group tonight just so that I could take this on, because otherwise I'd miss it. And I don't want to miss it. I really don't. So, and I know I don't have too many times where I could be missing study group. Trust me. But my homework is done. My homework is in. I don't have much faith that any of it is right, but it's in. And I need to go back and look at it too. As a matter of fact, I want to go back and look. I will though. I'll go back and look and see where we are, how we doing. That's it. Keep on, keep that same old feeling. I didn't get to Manhares Saturday night. I didn't get to Manhares, but from the pictures, it looked like it was a full night. It looked like it was fun. It looked like a full night. I'm very pleased by that. I don't know when I'll get to Harlem Jazz at Manhares, because I got this big trip that I got to finish paying for and stuff that needs to happen. So we'll see. Keep on, keep that same old feeling. Yeah, so that's the way of the world. So hey, Harry. Here comes Harry. Harry's bringing me like 2 minutes of good news.
Good news.
Okay. Not maybe good is too strong a word.
No. I was if I would have known you were supposed to be there at Mount Harris, I would have went. But you didn't go. Because I got invited for Saturday Norma and Paul was supposed to be there Saturday evening.
Oh,
And yeah,
I didn't know that.
I wasn't able to make it. So
Why? Because you was negotiating the peace in the Ukraine? Like what?
well, at 8 o'clock, I get really tired. That's late.
Okay.
I would have to do something like 4 in the afternoon to start my evening at 8. That means I'm getting home at what time?
10? 11.
That's late.
Yeah, it kinda is late.
That's like giving away my Saturday,
Harry,
So
what are you doing? You not out in the streets anyway, so
right, I'm sitting comfortably in my recliner, on my recliner, so I have to think to myself,
recliner out.
recliner or out and be social.
Yes. Well, I can see how that could.
Yeah, I'm over here bouncing. I'm on an office chair, ball
Are
chairish
you?
type thing. So
Oh, I just thought maybe that was okay.
yeah, it looks weird. Anyway,
It does. No,
but
but keep bouncing. I mean,
well, I'm trying to see if it helps my back,
does
but
it?
I'm missing the back, the back support. It's like
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You gotta use your core to keep you up.
right, you have
So when
to,
you strengthen your core, it strengthens your back. No?
and
Not
I'm a little
happening?
shorter in the chair, so it's like.
Okay.
But yes, if you would have told me you were going, I may have showed up.
Hey, don't put that on me.
I was like, I tried to convince myself, because Paul's like, yeah, my wife's gonna be there and bring Karen and
Oh, see, I didn't even know. Paul didn't say anything to me. I
well,
didn't make it though.
it
So
was I think Norma decided she was going like Thursday when I was about to leave the office. So Paul was like, oh, maybe we could,
rendezvous.
yeah. I was like, ooh, pressure. The pressure.
And did you mention any of this to Karen? No. Because she would have
I
gotten dressed.
I did mention it to her, and
Like Saturday morning? Like when did you
yeah, like Saturday afternoon. And she was like, yeah, you're not going, right? And I'm like, well, I don't know. And then we
did you play this game?
let this the time just creep by.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, we ain't going.
Yeah, because 7 o'clock, if you're not getting up, getting dressed
Yeah, that's a horrible time.
and walk into the car
Yeah.
at 7:30 so you could be at the show, then no.
And that was the thing. I was trying to figure out what was happening.
You would have enjoyed it. It was a jazz show and it's in a restaurant. So you would have got, and Anna is a Latina. So the food would have been amazing.
That's what I was trying to figure out. What is it? If it's just a restaurant, I was like, I don't eat at 8 in the evening. That's another thing.
Oh, okay.
Eat our dinner around 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's like 8 in the evening. We feel like we're cheating. We're supposed to eat
Yeah.
after 8.
No, you're right. No, I eat early too, as a matter of fact. So I don't know why I said, oh my God. Because I'm not eating after 8 o'clock either.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, for dinner, I'm not gonna end up eating dinner. We're gonna have eaten already. So, and we were trying
Yeah.
to look it up, and then it wasn't until Sunday that I was able to pull up that it was a jazz. I was like, oh, that would have been fun.
I had the whole guy on the show, right? Like
I
you
know.
just
I told Karen that. I told I told Karen, oh, wait a minute. Now I remember he was a guest.
that just says Harry is not paying not one bit of attention to this show. Like not one bit.
Anyway.
So, all right, well, we gotta get out of here. Did you watch Chris Rock?
I did. I enjoyed it.
I did too. I did too.
I enjoyed it, and like you said, this is intelligence with comedy, and if you don't get a lot of his jokes, you just don't get it.
You're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. That's it. So, all
Yeah.
right, my friend. I will
All
see you tomorrow. I don't think I have a guest tomorrow. I'm gonna try. Let's see. I got some folks. See.
All right. See you
Have
tomorrow.
a good one. Enjoy this day.
You too.
Hi, this is Babz Rawls-Ivy from New Haven, Connecticut, and you're listening to WNHHLP 103.5 FM, streaming